So, you guys didn't see us do body work because body work is boring, but on the other side of this, if you're not following my Instagram, is the SRT Swap big turbo car. And it's been painted. And has it ever been painted? So, it's green. Now, the last time you guys seen this car, I was kicking mirrors off the door. And, well, now there's no engine. I don't even think you've seen that, did they? I don't think so. Yeah, so now there's no engine, no transmission. We come over here, and if I go, kapow! No dash. So, yeah. So this kind of looks a little different.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me.
Now, it gives you an idea. Obviously, that will be sitting like that. It's not up in spot yet. It's just sitting there. But it gives you an idea. The black on the green is going to look really sharp. We do have the glass out to make for a cleaner job. And then up here, we do have the molding out. So we can put a new molding in. The molding goes on top, so there's no point taking this glass out if the molding's already done. Now I can start to reassemble this. So I said we'd come back tomorrow when we were actually going to do something, but then I just wanted to see what the rims look like on the car. They're not my favorite style wheel, but they came with the car. But honestly, I think on the green, they don't look that bad. Now, we plan on going with the VMS racing wheel all the way around, which means I'm going to run drag radials at all times because, well, we want 550 plus horsepower, hopefully closer to 6. So we want to it's just going to be a highway pull car. Drag radial because of the horsepower, and well, that means these rims we're just going to sell and hopefully put that towards the other. And it is on coils, and like we said in the last video, it's coming down like 2 inches at least because it's on BC coils. I don't think they look that bad. Well, we're not going to have to worry about it because we go with the 15x8s or 15x9s. You're going to be running a fat tire anyways. Yeah, I know I won't need the fat tire for the back, but I want the same look, right? So I might not even buff that. You can see if you look really close, you'll see right there. Now that's in the clear, but that's on the last coat of clear. And I didn't clear over it. I didn't spit it out. It's from the door being right there. So I opened the door, it had to come in. Now, I did shut my fan off, go out to my fuse panel, shut the power off to the plugs, came back in here, plugged the fan back in, went back out there to the fuse panel, so that way the door was shut and it wouldn't be sucking air in when I opened the door each time, and then turned the fan on when I went outside. But I still got, yeah. The issue is this fan is overkill for this garage. It has to be set up differently. It should be like across the car or horizontal. Well, that'd be vertical, not be horizontal. Instead of going across, that should be on that wall, some filters there, and it sucks the air this way. So we installed my old fan, and which doesn't have enough power to suck dirt from the other bay, and well, we blew it up. And I started putting the rubbers on the driver's side. I just want to try to get the interior cleaned up because, well, later on in the video, we're going to do the dash, which means dash harness, engine bay harness, front struts need to go on. So I just need to get this cleaned up. So this car did have underglow. We're going to get rid of all that. And it did have nitrous. We're going to get rid of that. And it had a battery in the back. We're going to get rid of that. Biggest reason we're getting rid of it is A, I don't want underglow. Not my style. I'm kind of going for a kind of a, I want to say a subtle look, but something tells me a bright green neon isn't too subtle. But, so that can go nitrous. Well, the PT, if you're not familiar with the other project, our stock turbo PT, which is going for the fastest stock turbo time, is nitrous. I don't need this nitrous. This should be a 550 horsepower car. I don't need the bottle. It's not going to hook. It's going to have no traction. It's going to be a blast, but we don't need the bottle. So we'll get rid of the bottle. And plus, when I bought this car, I kind of factored in the bottle price to help fund this car. So there's things I didn't want. So I got rid of the body kit. I only sold the bumper, to be honest, and the door hinges. And then we put the normal hinges on. So if you guys are following along, you know what we're doing. So let's get putting the passenger side rubbers together so we can start moving forward with this project. So the bad thing is, the guy's coming tomorrow or later in this video to install the rubber here. So that means this can't go on yet because that goes on like that. And there's like a plastic piece that goes there that we'll have to put on. So I can just dangle for now. And I'm missing the little clips that go there. So I'm gonna go to the junkyard, grab a couple push clips for those two on each side. And that way it holds it up in spot. But the contrast between the green and the black is going to look really good. Actually, I quite like it. Especially if you can visualize like a green trunk lid, no lip or no spoiler, and then the bumper and stuff. So it should look really nice. I almost want to do the exhaust tips black. Kind of give it a green and black theme. Now it's important when we put the strikers on, I'm not going to tighten it too much. This is fresh paint. And we're not in a paint booth, so this paint, while it takes like 4 to 6 weeks for paint to fully cure, so this won't be cured anytime soon, but we're gonna line these up when it comes time for the doors. So there's no point in putting this nice and tight, and I could scratch the paint or indent the paint where I think it might need to go, and then later on we're gonna move it. So I'm just going to pretty well put it in there so they don't move. I'll snug it a little bit. And then what's going to end up happening is when it comes time to align the doors, I can move it around. So the only thing I did notice is there's a little bit of gray overspray right there from primer. And as you notice, since it's not prepped and it's rubber, it will literally just wipe right off with my fingernail. So now that that's done, let's start bringing out all the dash pieces. When I say dash pieces, I mean the full dash and the engine bay harness. We're going to install the engine bay harness dash, which means master cylinder can go in, ABS can go in, brake lines can be hooked back up. We're gonna have to bleed the brakes. And yeah. You'll see that I have stock pedals. I'm going to spruce it up some, and since we're this far of no firewall, it would be the perfect time to add SRT pedals since I junked an SRT. So we'll add SRT pedals. This whole car is swapped to an SRT. It'll be the little things that make it look like an SRT. But for anyone that knows anything about SRTs, well, let's face it, it's not going to have the body. It's not going to have the bumpers, the side skirts, or the rear bumper. But I kind of want to be a little bit different. And I think the SRT design bumper with the Mopar lip is the way I want to go, because it just makes it look more unique because there's not many around like that. Rear glass got installed. The downfall is, let me show you. The molding got tore coming out, which is probably normal. I'm looking at a little nick in my paint. That is not normal. Fucker. Anyways, so, which is normal. I guess you can't buy these moldings no more. So he obviously siliconed where it was tore there, and there's a spot there, and there's a tear there. He siliconed it thinking that it would be fine. It is what it is. He doesn't know me, doesn't know what I expect out of cars. And, you know, for him, it's a neon. Who cares? Like, it's like, why would you paint a neon? So, you gotta remember, most glass guys aren't car guys, and if they are car guys, they aren't this type of car guys, which is like newer stuff, front wheel drive, blah blah blah. So I asked him if he can get me just the molding, because obviously that's not acceptable, and you can't get the molding aftermarket, that I'm going to have to change to full glass. And I told him, well, if that's the case, we're going to put a glass in this car because that is not acceptable. We're going to have to run the harness through, and then we are going to do the pedals. Now, I did mention the other day, or in the same video, that these are the old pedals. Where's the new pedal? So these are ugly. Let's face it. They're just ugly pedal. But you come here, and there is our SRT pedal. So we are going to run the SRT pedal, but first things first is we're going to run the harness through the car to Chris, so Chris can get it there, and I can start putting the harness where it needs to be when Chris is installing pedals. So you will see here we did get the fuse panel harness in. We got the master cylinder in, the slave in. I just set the Radin spot because it's just kind of picking up parts that are laying around. So it kind of cleans up the garage. So who knew? You finish a project, you get a cleaner garage. So you'll see that here. I do have a couple broken clips. So technically that, you know, that's supposed to clip there. This one's going to clip up in here. But I'm pretty sure I have new zip ties with push clips in it, so I'm going to have to cut those and redo all that. Because I want it to look professional, I want it to look right. And I was going to get the heat shrink, the yellow heat shrink film or whatever that goes here. I still might, I haven't decided yet. Chris is down below taking the car out of the 2000s, and what are you doing? Right here, look at. Ooh, that actually broke way more than I thought.
No, really?
So he's taking the underglow off the car. Now, I was going to keep the underglow, but realistically, it's not the style I'm going for. And well,
You know what your style is.
ain't that the freaking truth? So, underglow's coming off. Which sucks because it's brand new and, well, the car was never driven when we built it. So, but I didn't pay for it. So the reason we're doing that is because the wire was ran all through here and I want to get the back cushion in. Now, this car, before I owned it, was a show car. So they had subs and stuff through here. So they had no seat belts. And as you see, there's not even a hole there. It's all soundproof. So we're going to have to get seat belts. I do have, it looks like one seat belt. So if you want to have a passenger, you could on the passenger side, but on the driver's side. So we're going to have to put a seat belt here. And while this used to be all wood, because they had like a 6.5 up here as well, so we're gonna have to get the proper cover for this as well, and seat belts for up top because there's no seat belts as we speak. Hold on. There's only one seat belt. There's not even a top seat belt, anyways. So you gotta. Well, mine's already in. There. So you gotta clip these back in spot on both sides, and then we.
Let's move that later.
Well, what do you want to do now?
Dash in?
The what?
Dash?
The what?
Dash? I'm not cursing. I'm being polite. I'm playing nice. I'm playing nice.
Okay, guys, we're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna stick this dash in the car. We're gonna call it a day. As you see, it's going at a fairly decent pace. Let me know what you think of the color. Is green the right choice, or should we would have went with a different color? If you know me, green is my favorite color, so I do love it. Hopefully you guys like this build. I can't wait to see it hit the dyno and see what kind of numbers we can put out with that S257 and built motor. Until we catch you guys on the next one, have a good one.